Hey guys, let me just get Facebook going. Okay, reconnect. Just takes a minute here. All right, how you guys doing? You guys hear me okay? Should be all right. Be a little too loud. There we go. What's up, me? What's up, side effects? If somebody on Facebook could say hello, okay. Let me try reconnecting one more time. There it is. Okay, awesome. Looks like it's working. A little delayed. Okay. Hey everybody. That's going crazy. All right, let's get this done here. Okay, so where we left off last Monday, I was struggling, if you can remember, I was struggling with kind of trying to find what was going on with some of the relationships, the proportional relationships. So I kind of went rogue a little bit offline, and because it was bugging me, so I wanted to see what I could do to push it more. And this is kind of where I ended up. I added the lower eyelashes, I added some color. I can't recall what else. Hey, what's up, Jace? Thanks, man. What's up, Moonmix? Hey, Mohammed. So let me show you where I was. We're gonna roll all the way back. So this is where here, let me get it so it's not purple, and I'm not gonna hide the eyes because it's just funny. Okay, so remember we blocked this out, and then we pushed it to here. Maybe I should hide those eyes, they're kind of weird. Then we went to here. This is where we ended off last Monday, was right here. And you can kind of see that the neck was really far back. It just wasn't connecting correctly. This is all really weird, left over from the block out. Yeah, I just had some weird shapes in here. So this is where I pushed it to. I just kind of reconnected the neck, so you can see that. Pushed it up here, made a more natural connection, made the jawline a little better, messed with the ears and that kind of stuff. So, oh, thanks, Sophie. Thank you so much. Hey, welcome back, Moon Mix. I have some new links for you. So this concept is done by Lord Gris. Here is a link for you. So that's Lord Gris. You probably already have it. Yep, I'm going to be using the Funky Bunny's hairbrush pretty soon, I think. Yeah, I haven't really messed with the head yet. Oh, so somebody's asking about eye meat. So I'm one of those artists that doesn't know the proper names of things. So I just kind of call them funny, whatever. What's up, Robert? So I'll show you right here. Okay. I'm gonna get some obnoxious color so you can see what I'm talking about. So the eye meat is this section right here. That business right there. Then, so that actually kind of goes convex. And then this portion right here is kind of concave, right? It kind of pushes in, and then you get this is kind of fun, these kind of weird colors. And then the sides of the nose kind of work like that. So it has this twist effect as it comes out from inside the eye by the eyelid, and then you can kind of draw a line up to the eyebrow where it peaks. And this is the purple's concave and the green's convex. Yep, eye meat. So the green is what I call the eye meat when I'm talking about the eye meat. And it will change the silhouette of the face over, you know, in the 3/4 view. So it's quite important to have in there. Okay. Hey, what's up, Scott? What's going on, chicken? Okay. Okay. I gotta decide on where. I was trying to mess with some hair too, and it looks really funny because she's still bald on top. But it was, yeah, I was just kind of dropping in some hair strands just to kind of get an idea. And I almost want to do the old stretched sphere way rather than the Funky Bunny's hair way, just because I want a little bit more control. I could use Dylan Ekron's hairbrush. I'm trying to decide. I haven't quite decided because I really like how much the hair is broken down into pieces across the front. So I'm trying to get an idea of what I want to do. And then there's these little wispy hairs in here that are really nice. And I might use like a curved strat brush or just another hairbrush. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. But that's kind of where we're at. So welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you very much for being here. Let's get rocking on this, shall we? Okay. Whoops. Hey, what's up, Caitlin? And she is subdivided twice. Her whole head is subdivided twice. So that's why she's smooth. She does not have dynamic subdivision turned on. I did that because I wanted to add the real color, or I wanted to add color and stuff like that and get a little bit more detail and be able to pinch some areas. I want to define these lips just a little bit more. And this little smile line just a little bit more. Are you saying you want me to change them to minty green? They're kind of a browny yellow. Yellow. But I think green would go pretty good. I don't know. We'll have to see where we're at with that. Okay. One more. Just want to put a crease along this edge right here. Just to define those lips a little bit more. Okay. You'll also notice that I took the eyelid curve all the way down and kind of hooked it around where the tear duct is. I might make an actual tear duct on her. I'm not sure yet. Oh yeah, the whites of the eyes are minty green. Yep, for sure. They are. I'm just trying to match the colors that Lord Gris has going here, which is pretty cool. I'm going to delete these other subtools just so they're not in my way. And let's see, that's the mouth bag that we used. I'm going to delete that. And I built the eyes a little differently this time. I wanted to try to make corneas that are floating on top. And typically I don't build eyes this way. I'll build eyes one of two ways. I'll either paint everything on the surface, you know, like the iris and everything on the surface. That is how you get kind of the low resolution game eyes to work. And if I want to go high resolution for like close-ups and things like that, I'll actually physically build it out where I'll push the iris in and make a hole for the pupil and make a cornea, all that kind of stuff. But for simple eyes, I will just paint the iris on top of the eye. But I thought I would just make a disc and bulge the disc out just a bit off the surface of the sphere, so then that highlight would just kind of roll around on that, just that disc only and not the eyeball itself. And I think it's working out okay. Then the highlights kind of stay in place rather than, you know, creep across the whole eye. So yeah, it's kind of fun. A little different technique. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Okay. I want to make this band-aid really quick across her nose. I think that'd be fun. So I'm just going to go down to subdivision level 2 and delete the higher and the lower. Hide the original. Now we have this one. Oh, Sophie, I just used a brush, actually. It's honestly a simple eyelash brush. It's super cheaty. And I don't know if anybody still has a link, but there is an insert multi-mesh repository over on ZBrush Central, and that's where I got it. So if you, so it's just this FB eyelashes, and then all you do is drag along the surface, and they're red right now. Here, let me, that kind of makes it look like a nose ring thing. Hold on a second, I'm gonna switch the color. I'm gonna draw in this direction so they're pointing down. Then make my brush larger and click on this on the curve, and you can see them. There they are. Boom. Yep. Totally cheaty. Oh, is it over on Funky Bunnies? Oh, great. Okay. That's probably where I got it, actually. But it is on the ZBrush Central repository. Looks like she has mutton chop eyelashes. And then I just go in there with like the Move Elastic brush, the Snake Hook brush, and I will toggle topological on and off and just kind of move the eyelashes around until I like the way they look. So, thanks, me. Thanks, Moonmix. Yeah, super nice. Okay. Yeah, mutton chop eyelashes. That's really nice. Okay, for this Band-Aid, I'm just gonna do the tried and true topological drawing on the surface. And we're just gonna go this, and I was kind of hoping it would be out by now, but if you guys notice, Overwatch and Blizzard have been announcing their Summer Games skins. And I actually, I had the opportunity to do one of them. Hasn't been announced just yet. I was hoping it would have been announced by now, but it's not just yet. So watch their Instagram page, and I think I can say that I did Zenyatta. I did Zenyatta's skin. So when you see it, just know I helped out with that one. It was fun. Okay. There we go. Mauricio, I'm probably just I'm gonna sculpt it. I like thick, chunky hair. I'm not a fan of fiber mesh because I can't really use fiber mesh in a game. So I'll either use hair cards or just sculpt chunky hair. And typically in my streams like this, nobody wants to watch me make hair cards, I don't think. It would just be the longest, boringest stream you've seen. So I typically just like to sculpt chunky, thick hair. So that's probably what I'll do with this. Okay, so now that I got that. Hey, what's up, Samus? Okay. Let's see. Delete hidden. Go grab that color. Fill it. It's not that weird green anymore. All right. Oh, hey, the Babu. Thank you very much. Any tips on getting nice lip shapes? The best tip I can give you is just start with an actual mouth interior. It's much easier to get a nice looking mouth if you actually have an interior. If you just draw a line and then start trying to work the mouth that way, it's a little more difficult. I just kind of do a pinch on the upper lip to pull it out, and then I do a pinch on the lower lip to bring it out, and then I just go back and forth with kind of inflate, and you just look at reference images. I think I have some reference images of lips on my Instagram page. It's Shane Olson Art on Instagram, or not on Instagram, on Pinterest. So I have a whole bunch of boards on Pinterest, and face anatomy is one of them, and just regular anatomy, and I've saved off some really cool kind of lip techniques. And I typically do like that 3-bean technique, if you ever heard of that. It's where, here I'll show you really quick. It's not too difficult. I'll just make this blue. So one bean is kind of like this shape right here, and then two beans right here. They kind of interlock with each other, and it's kind of like this, the fatty areas, and you just kind of work it that way. And that's kind of the goal, I guess. Sure. And just practice, you know. You'd love a hair card stream. Yeah, I just think I think it would get super boring. Okay. Get rid of some of these creases. Lips of love. Okay, let's see. Z-Modeler brush. Getting rid of these creases right here. Thanks, Neil. Okay, now I want to kind of displace this where the gauze is inside the Band-Aid, and I think it's a little too thick, so I want to make it thinner. Let's see here. Oops. Thinner, and then I'm just going to insert some edge loops. Go back to the low subdivision level. Whoa, not like that, because it's masked. That's why I forgot to turn off the mask. Okay. Let's see. And some other news. Yeah, so watch out for that Zenyatta skin. And other news, I opened my course for summer enrollment. So if you guys are on my emailing list, you should have been notified about that. And if you're not, I can send you guys a link if you're interested in the enrollment. It's only open for a short time. There you go. I know a lot of you are asking about it. Yep, it is. I can say. There should be announcing it like any day. Any day, any day. Did you see the Winston one and the Diva one? Oh, come on. Okay, let's see. Might Strewed, let's see, Polygroup, single poly. Thanks so much, Daryl. Polygroup all. Yeah. I mean, with the help from Blizzard, of course. With their art direction. Yeah, I just kind of go through the motions on it, and it's their design, their character, and everything, and I just kind of build it. Okay. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah, the Diva one. So, I don't know if he wants me calling him out, but John Gotch, he's the guy I worked with mostly on the skin that I made, and he did, I believe he did the Diva, not the mech, but the outfit. Super nice. So sorry, John, if you don't want me to tell people. Too bad. Oh, hey, Rohit. How are you? Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to, yeah, Moonmix, there's another link for you with the enrollment page if you want. If you want to let people know about that. And I'm actually working on a new module. And the module is Simplified Stylized Anatomy, or Stylized Characters. So that's the module I'm working on for my course. I'm super duper excited about it. I'm working with Josh Black for some illustrations on it. No, I don't think I want that creased. I'm gonna undo that. And it's going to be a ton of new content. And probably the most, I want to think that it's going to be the most helpful information that I'm going to have in the course. I wanted to do it when I first launched the course. I ran out of time. I wasn't able to get to it. So I'm really excited about getting that done. And when I do, I will most likely increase the price of the course because of the value is going to go up. Can I talk about the modeling process? Are you talking about like for the Overwatch thing or for what I'm doing right now? For the Overwatch thing, I cannot disclose too much. Okay, mirror and weld. I think I got this. Yeah. Okay. So as I was working, I got this off of symmetry. So I'm going to flip it by hitting mirror and then hitting mirror and weld, and that'll fix it. Now we're back to symmetry. Let's see. Thanks, Lagoseth. Let's see. Okay, do you have any tips for stopping my cat Oliver attacking my I don't know. I don't have any cats. I don't know how to tell you about that. I have an object with a flat surface, almost a box. When I try to UV it in ZBrush, it gets the UV smeared. Yeah, John, I'm sorry. I can't disclose too much on that. Let's see. When you try to UV it in ZBrush, so there's a couple things you can do. What I would suggest trying is making polygroups around the edges of your object. If it's a really simple box or something like that, just polygroup, do a group of polygroups on each side of it, or however you want it to unwrap. Then when you're in UV Master, right here, just click polygroups and unwrap it by polygroups, and it will define those edges so it won't smear it too much. Hopefully you can try that out. Yeah, it is. It's exactly that. So it's a comparison of real anatomy and how to stylize it. So what I've done actually with it, I'm gonna give you a little sneak preview of what I'm doing, is I purchased some actual body scans of a male and a female. And then what I've done is I've made a morph target. And the morph target is kind of realism to stylized, and you know how you can slide a morph target in a layer? You can actually put it in a layer and slide back and forth between, so it's really cool because you can slide back and forth between reality and stylized, and it's just one version of stylism. Stylism, is that a word? Because you can stylize a character so many different ways, and this is just one example of a way that you can stylize things. But you can watch all the proportions change. and everything kind of gets stretched and shrunk and exaggerated and all that kind of stuff. So it's really fun to go back and forth and check that out. So thank you, Nor. You started to talk something for Overwatch. Now I have to withstand the consequences for sure. Yep. Yeah. I'm like Hagrid. I probably said too much. And then I have I also have drawings that you might have seen me start modeling a anatomy sculpt from Cycra before during my stream, and it's kind of based something somewhat on that, but a little more and a little cleaner, a little sharper and finished, so finalized. And I'm thinking about actually having it 3D printed and selling them, you know, just the little version so you can set it on your desk. I've always wanted to do that, and like the whole you know, back and forth, just the whole a male and a female just kind of sitting side by side, like you've seen those, but those Escorche models, but mine's like going to be completely stylized and simplified and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Kevin, I do a single payment or a 2-month payment, and that's as far as I take it, because I don't want to be chasing down payments, because it's just me. It's not like I don't have a whole group. I don't have a staff. It's just me, and I don't have time to go chasing down and asking people, you know, what's going on. So I kind of try to avoid that, and I make it as simple as possible. So I do have a 2-month option, but that's it for now. Let's see, actually partial. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, trying to figure out these creases. Increase that one. There we go. I like that. Okay, let's try that. That's cool. I like it. Oh, the Cycra episode. Yeah, it's something like that. Something similar. So Scott, which one are you trying to get to? You trying to get to my site? It's just 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And YouTube does not allow links. You have to type it in by hand. So make sure you type it in, and you can go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com, get to the main page, and then just type /P/enrollment. That's where you can check out the enrollment page. So it looks like this when you go into the enrollment. Here's a bunch of examples of student work. Super proud of the students in there. Holy cow. And then you can just go read all about the course and how many modules it has and that kind of thing. So if you want to check that out, that's open right now. The Babu, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to base it on what's fair, you know, content versus how much I put in there, how much is fair. I don't think it's going to be crazy, you know, but just kind of whatever's fair, I'll figure it out. Okay, let's see. And once I kind of model it around Pixelogic's business ideas, where you buy it once and all updates are free for life. So if you get in, you get updates for free. You don't have to pay for the updates. And I'm working on updating my lessons right now. It's taking a while. Okay, and then these little dots on the Band-Aid, I'll probably just put those in by hand later. Not a big deal. When did I start to get comfortable with ZBrush once you started using it? It took me a while. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while. And the reason why is because when I started, there were hardly any videos out there, any training, hardly anything out there to kind of teach you how to use ZBrush. And we were kind of, as a team, we were kind of just figuring it out ourselves on our own, and we'd ask Pixelogic some questions. I bought a book from Ryan Kingsland that was really, really good. at the time. It was like a female game character, and you build a gun and stuff. It was really, really well done. It was pretty good. But I don't know, like a year, I think, back then. I think if I started today with all the tutorials and stuff that are out there, I think you could probably get comfortable with it in a couple months. Too bad. Okay, so let's, hey, what's up, Lance? How you doing, man? Yeah, so I will, yeah, Babu, I don't know. That's kind of why I'm saying what's going on right now. I could get it done, and before the next launch, I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm working on right now. It might be the launch after that I increase it. It might be next launch. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see. But right now, it's going to be open till the 17th of August. So you have until the 17th to get in on this summer enrollment. Oh, thanks, Red Bones. Thanks, man. Okay, let's get some hair going. Emotional. One thing I find very difficult is sculpting a stylized character while still making the proportions believable. I do have tips. I can't go through them all right now. That's exactly what the module is that I'm making right now for my course. But the one kind of high-level tip I can give you is keep the measurements similar. So, like the joint points, I guess. So the distance between the shoulder and the elbow and the wrist, keep those the way a regular human's proportions would be. You can still exaggerate like the length of the torso, the length of the, or like shorten up the torso, lengthen the legs, but try and keep the distance between the hips and the knees and the ankles proportionate as you scale them up. So don't have short thighs and long lower legs, because it just doesn't work that well. There's different things you can exaggerate that work and things that you shouldn't. But if you kind of stick within the confines of regular anatomy and just, it's kind of like a caricature. You just exaggerate what's there and diminish what's not, if that makes sense. And it all depends on the character. And then, and I go over all the character design stuff also in my courses, like shape language and silhouette and that kind of stuff. So all of that plays into the design. So, okay, let's, I do have this hair, like I said, and, you know, I was just kind of trying some stuff. I don't know if I want to block out the hat just yet. I was thinking about doing some bangs first, then do the hat, and then do the back hair. So I'm just going to hide this back hair, and I'm just going to start, I'm going to try with just stretch spheres. That's how I started doing hair before all these fancy hairbrushes, and I kind of want to go back to that. Let's close this up, and we'll just see what happens, right? Why not? That's how I did Gamora's hair. I don't know if you guys have seen Gamora from Guardians that I did for Infinity, but that's how actually Chris, my friend Chris Wright, he started his hair the same way, and I kind of borrowed the way he did it for mine, and yeah, it's kind of we all work together like that. It's kind of fun. Okay, here we go. Duplicate. I always duplicate, hide it, go down a subdivision levels, and then delete the higher, and I'm just going to grab one of these higher res spheres. Moon mix. I'm done. I'm out. Joanna, what are you saying? I think I started out with ZBrush 2, never used it because I'm not good with written instructions. Yeah, that's why I joined your course, and also why I watch a lot of these streams. Yeah, video's the best, honestly. It's really nice. Okay, I'm going to turn off symmetry and just start going for it. Let's get the proper color at least. Let's see. Okay, perfect. It's funny, I just use the base head just to draw one sphere on, and then I can delete it. I don't need it, or I can split it off or whatever. But I'm just gonna delete hidden, and then show the head back again. And now that the head base that I had there is gone, and now we have this. So I typically just use move and just start pulling it. I need to turn off. Hold on a second. What am I doing? I think I might. Did I move the head? Okay. So let's see. Hey, what's up? Over in YouTube. So can I ask, what do I do when I accidentally hit Control F to get your work back? So there are you talking about when it draws your model all over the background? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, thanks, Overlord. I'm glad you're liking it. Okay, I'm just gonna start pulling this. It's gonna look weird. But Overlord, is that what you're talking about? Like when you start drawing your model all over your screen? Let me save this. Save it, save it. Yeah, so what he's talking about here, let me... Yeah, okay. I do talk about that in the early beginner walkthrough with Adam and Noah. I actually have a 10-part walkthrough where I take you kind of like super clean by the hand and walk you through each step. Like I teach you how to load the interface, load the brushes, like really slow walking through by hand, and show you how to use these insert meshes and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that new users always do, actually it still happens to me occasionally, is I'll accidentally hit E. And what E is, or sorry, not E, T. T is edit. See this, if I hover over edit right here, T, that's edit. I'll accidentally hit that, turn that off. And all of a sudden, it just makes me draw all these models everywhere. That looks really creepy. And it looks like baby heads. Perfect. So what happens is you turned edit off and you've gone into 2.5D mode, because ZBrush started out as an illustration program with 3D elements, right? So all of a sudden this may happen to you where you're just like, why am I just drawing all my models over and over again, right? So what you can do is turn edit back on. That's step number 1, turn edit back on, okay? And then the last one you drew should be editable like this. You should be able to spin it around. And it could be inside your mess of models, so you might not be able to see it. But then if you want to get rid of all these heads, like the guys are saying in chat, is just hit Control N, and that will clear your canvas. And that will just get rid of everything. So then you're back in business. That's pretty much it. Okay. So once I get this to the point where I like it, it's not there yet. Let's see. I'm just going to kind of smooth this down and curve it. Now, you can't really see what's happening, but if I turn on Shift F, the Lago, I don't think so. I don't think no, because it's set to the bounding box of the model. It's not, ZBrush doesn't have a regular viewport like say Maya or something like that does. It's just set to the bounding box of your model, and so it'll just keep where you're at. If I turn on floor, you can see it's kind of, that's where my head, it's still on the 0, 0 planes. So this kind of looks, this looks funny. So anyway, you can see how the mesh of this is kind of broken. so what I can do is I can go to, here, let's solo this for a minute. I'm going to go to ZRemesher, and then I can change my poly counts. I usually go to like 0.5, really super low. Hit ZRemesher, and then it will rework that geometry. You see that? That's crazy. That's so nice. So that's before, that's after. And it just follows the flow of the curve that I just built. So it's the startings of a nice flowing hairpiece, right? So the JC Ghost, I actually have a community. And so the course comes with a community, and my community is probably going to hate me if I show you guys. But I'm going to show you anyway. So here's the community, and it's very, very active. So you get a lot of activity from other students, from me. This is what it looks like in the community right now. So I just opened it up today, and this is what's going on. All these people posting, super cool stuff. And I just barely finished up a student challenge where I'll give the students a topic and a deadline, and I'll say, go pick some concept from Randy Bishop, that's what I did here, and make a bust using a new technique that I just taught not too long ago, and say, you know, make these, make a bust in a month. And then what's cool about that is I will have celebrity judges come in. I'm not a judge, I'm a mentor. So I will have, I believe that Bane was done by Matt. Let me see, I closed it already. I think it was Matt done. Let me make sure. Anyway, I have judges come in, like professionals that are working in the industry, and then I have them judge them, and then the prize is one-on-one coaching with me. So hold on a second, sorry. Oh, so it's Tim Steer. I thought it was Matt Dunn, but it's Tim Steer did the Bane. That's what he's working on right now. Yeah, isn't that awesome? He's been doing a fantastic job. Really cool. So, thanks, Steven. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. He's doing a great job. Very good job. Okay. Okay, so now that I have that hair, oh, somebody asked, when is my next course opening for enrollment? It's open right now. And it is open till the 17th of August. You can enroll. So I don't know if Moonmix, if you want to put that link in chat again. Oh, how do I resize my brush so quickly? Just push S. See, draw size S, and then you can just roll it up and down in this slider. Okay, so thanks so much, Moonmix. You're on it. You're awesome. I missed you last week, man. I was hoping you were okay. I get used to having you on here. I'm just kind of creasing this. I can turn on dynamic subdivisions. So it just kind of has more of a flat. My site says it's closed. No, you don't go to the front page. Go to the, yeah, the front page says it's closed. Okay, so if you go to my front page right here, this says it's currently closed for enrollment. Because I only open it for kind of behind the scenes. I don't open it for just the general public. So since you're here watching me today, you get a link to go check it out. Anyway, so it's /p/enrollment. So go to this address right here. This one. So characterworkshop.com/p/enrollment. So go there. And then you can purchase it until the 17th. Here's some more student work right here. And it'll tell you all about it and how much it costs. So if you want to check that out. All right. I don't know if she got punched in the nose. I think, I just think it's part of her style is putting the Band-Aid, because I notice a lot of her girls have a Band-Aid on their nose, so I don't know what's going on with that. But I just noticed I want to pull it out. It's a little too pushed in. How you doing, Pedro? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Potato Genie. Best name ever. Thanks, Jace. Yes, JC. Yeah, it's a lifetime membership. And Raju, if you go to that page, you'll see how much it is right now. Okay. Yeah, I'd show you how to bake maps and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so now that I have this, I can hold down Control and just duplicate it and just start manipulating the next one. Scale it down, move it with the gizmo. I love this gizmo. It's really cool. That's one thing I'm still updating with my course. It was kind of tough because I released my course and then ZBrush released the gizmo like not too long after that. And so a lot of my lessons still have the old transpose tool in there. Thanks, Pedro. Just do it. Grab a snake hook. And I have, this is crazy, but there are over 600 students in there. Almost 600, over 500. Is that crazy? So if you're wondering if anybody likes it, that's crazy. I still can't believe how many students are in there. And what I like about that community is it's a safe place to post your stuff. It's not like 10,000 hours or something like that. I mean, I love 10,000 hours. I love it because it allows you to get feedback on your stuff. But there are kind of a lot of trolls in there. I know they're trying to reduce the amount of trolls, but so before you post it on 10,000 hours, you can always post it in the community and get feedback, and it's pretty cool. Okay, let me, I'm gonna auto group this. Okay, now, duplicate that one. I'm gonna shrink this one this way. Thanks, Steven. I appreciate it, you guys. Oh man, I need to snag your testimonials, you guys. I need to put more testimonials down there. Thank you. You made my day. I'm gonna get all choked up. When I first launched that thing, I wondered if anybody would like it, you know? It's funny because it's selfish, it sounds selfish, but I made that course for me as if I was just starting out today. Like, what would I need to know to get a job in the industry if I was just starting out today? Oh, Doom, I'm sorry. Yeah, those exchange rates, they're so... I don't know what to do about that, you know? I really wish I knew what to do. Some countries' exchange rates, like Brazil and Mexico, I feel bad. Feels bad, man. Because I can't adjust the price per country. I open it every... Oh, thanks, Vinit. That means a lot, man. I open it every quarter, about-ish. Every quarter-ish. Thanks, Moonmix. Yeah, that's the eyelash brush. Somebody asked about the eyelashes. Sorry, somebody asked about the eyelashes at the beginning of the stream, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. But these eyelashes are available on the Insert Multi-Mesh repository on ZBrush Central, and they're also apparently available on Funky Bunnies, the one that Moonmix just posted, the link. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Plumlee, it's just you kind of get used to it, the muscle memory. I'm doing this hair kind of old school. I wanted to just grow it a piece at a time so I could really focus on what it's doing. And I want to match kind of what is happening here. Thanks, Dan. I do get a lot of people buying around Christmas. It's very cool. And so, sorry, I'm stumbling. I am adding more content all the time, and it's one time. I don't want to talk about it too much because this is Pixelogic's stream, but since it's open right now, I hope they don't mind. I based it on kind of Pixelogic's business model where you purchase it once and you have lifetime access and all updates are free. That's how it works. So it's just you buy in once and you're in the club kind of thing. And I'm going to be doing some really big updates before the end of the year. And when I get those done, I will be increasing the cost, the initial buy-in, just a little bit. I don't think I'll increase it a ton, but I will be increasing it a little bit. So just beware of that. Oh, yeah. So thanks, Frosty Dog. So I do these as much as I possibly can. I'm doing a little bit less right now because I'm updating the course so much. But this is my full-time gig. This is what I do full-time, is do my course. So I love to, I have students, if they're almost ready to post somewhere, like in their portfolio or something like that, and they've hit a wall and they don't quite have the appeal, I will ask them to send me their model. Or if they're struggling, you know, even in the beginning, if they're struggling, and they just can't quite get it, I kind of sit back and wait for them and see if they can get over that hump, because I'm wanting them to learn themselves and get there. But I'll do feedback in one of three ways. I'll either do a quick draw over, which is just with sketching. You know, I'll just sketch over the top. And the second way is I'll do an animated GIF. That's where I will take what they've posted, an image, bring it into Photoshop and do a liquefy. So it's kind of like sculpting in 2D, and I'll just kind of push it around. If I can do it and actually figure it out in 2D, then I'll make an animated GIF so they can see what theirs looked like, and then my edits and back and forth, and I'll post that. And then the third way is I'll actually ask them to send me their model, and then I'll do an animated GIF out of that, and I'll do like some screenshots from different directions. So, and then the last thing is I really want to, or I will do videos. So I'll do a student feedback video where it's like anywhere from 35 minutes to an hour, where I'll sit down and I'll talk about what I'm doing and walking you through it. I'll show new techniques. I'll do a whole bunch of stuff when I do that kind of stuff. It's kind of like this, what I'm doing for you guys right now, but it's a lot more in-depth and slower, and I cover more technique and less babbling on and saying hi to people and that kind of thing. So, Federico, you've been in the club from day one. Thanks, man. Is there a Marmoset module? Not yet. I'm actually going to do, so the plan is to do two, what I call DLC, which is extra. So I want to do, if I add Marmoset, it's going to be too big to add to the main course, and I'd have to, you know, charge more for it, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to do that with the anatomy thing, but not with Marmoset. So Marmoset will be its own little course on the outside, you know, for not nearly as much. And then I also want to do that with Substance Painter with advanced texturing, and that's going to be outside the course. So if you're you know, if you're not even a student, but you want to learn about substance and the way you do it for stylized characters, I'm going to be covering some of the ways that I textured in Overwatch and stuff like that, but using a few different techniques, not ripped exactly from them, because that's their own proprietary pipeline. So I will be covering substance, and they actually don't use substance yet. They're working on it. And Marmoset, I don't use Marmoset as much, but I want to get into it and no, just a couple of DLCs. So like, I don't know, like $100 each or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. It depends on how much stuff is in there, how much value. I always try and base it on the value of the thing and how much, you know, how much use it is to people, that kind of thing. I'm working with Wes from Substance to really try and hone in that kind of workflow. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, Marmoset, that'll probably be the last thing I do, just because I don't use Marmoset as much. But what I tend to do is I tend to lean towards stylized stuff. So there's a whole bunch of realistic Marmoset videos out there, like how to create realistic shirts, realistic pants, and all that kind of stuff. What I'm trying to do is lessen the amount of wrinkles and stylize it and try to get it designed and how to 3D print it when you're done. That would be the territory that I would go into with Marmoset, just so you know. And it's the exact same kind of thing with Substance. So there are tons and tons of videos about Substance. I mean, Wes does a fantastic job with all the videos over on Substance. So again, this is a Pixelogic channel. I don't want to talk about other programs. The reason I feel like I can talk about those two programs is because they work with ZBrush very, very well. Marmoset and Substance, they both go hand in hand with ZBrush, and they work very, very well. So it's kind of like a continued pipeline, which I enjoy a lot. So anyway, I hope if I missed any of your questions and they didn't get answered in the text, just ask them again. I would hate to miss your stuff. So okay, talking my head off today. I appreciate all the questions though. Okay, let's get back to it. I'm gonna get this little bunch. See this little kind of bunch of bangs up in here, like this section. If you can see that right there, that's what I'm working on right now. No, she didn't. But I kind of gave her a tour of it. She's already a pro. She works in the industry, so. Let's see. Shane does show how to bake maps in Marmoset. Yes, I do. So I will most likely not add rigging to the current course. That's a whole course unto itself. And I'm talking with people, professional riggers, that may make courses on their own and be underneath the 3D Character Workshop umbrella and an animation one. But we'll see if they actually ever come to light. I really, really hope so. But I need, I'm trying to figure that out. Because I've rigged in the past, but I don't consider myself a fantastic rigger. But since people like the way I've done the actual course, I want to kind of emulate the same thing and do the same thing with rigging and animation, where it's a lifetime access. All the videos are, you know, the way that I've edited them, and so they're all nice, high production quality. You know, and the information is very structured and it builds upon itself as it goes, and a very nice community at the end. So I really want to get that working. So I just don't know how long it's going to take to get there, but hopefully it happens. That'd be really cool. And again, it would be animating for stylized characters. not realistic animation, not motion capture, probably. Hey, what's up, Side Effects? Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, but that's they have some hand-painted stuff on top of the chunky style. That's the only difference. But I'm making similar hair right now with her. I'm trying to anyway. Hey, Dark and Grim, what? Why are you shouting? No. What am I planning to do the rigging and animation in? Maya. Yep, Maya for sure. But it will translate to other programs too. Hey, what's up, Ashley? Speaking of A cubed, there she is. How are you? It's been a while. You're gonna get bombarded. Oh, no worries, Dark and Grim. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for dropping by. Everybody wants you to stream again. Stream. So Ashley here she's also a Pixelogic streamer. And she makes crazy, awesome creatures from nothing. And it blows me away every time. Are you coming back on August 22nd? Sweet. Just in time for my birthday. Happy birthday. Ashley streaming again. Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Moon Mix. Yeah, the creepy dogs. All the creepy things. Are you an August baby too? Awesome. I share my birthday with it's August 25th. I share it with oh my goodness. Why can't I think of his name? James Bond. The first I just drew a total blank. He talks like this. Why did I just draw a blank? I'm only one day older than you. Really nice. Sean Connery. Yes, thank you. Or Sean Connor. Holy crap. I'm getting old. I'm a grandpa now, Ashley. I'm forgetting everything. Everything. This one. Yep, Sean Connery. I used to do an okay impression of him. Like when he's in Indiana Jones. Bring me my diary. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Today you turned 40? Nice. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I don't know if you guys know Ryan Wood. He's an amazing artist that I used to work with. I share a birthday with him too. Happy birthday. Okay. This next one is going to be kind of tricky. Tricky. Looks like one of those girls that shaves their head and leaves her bangs. You've never done that, have you, Ashley? Yep, Lord Gris is the one who did this amazing concept. Oh, what's up, Curious Art Fox? How you doing, man? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. Ryan Wood's awesome. Yeah, we share birthdays. That's crazy. I miss working with that guy. Okay, we're gonna mess this up and then retop it. Snake hook for the win. Right, Ash? He's a huge snake hook fan. That should be a band, Snake Hook. Death metal band. Okay, this is probably not going to be good. But we're going to try it. Here, let's see. I'm going to hit apply. Are you kidding me? Amita's living doing voiceovers for Sean Connery. I played a dragon in my last movie. I didn't know that that was a thing. You could get paid for that. Oh, thanks, Corinne. That's just a cheaty eyelash brush. You can get it. It's just you can get it on the ZBrush Central Insert Multi-Mesh repository. Snake. Oh man, you're gonna make me say that on the stream. Come on. Okay, let's try and remesh all of this stuff and see what happens, shall we? Turn it up to 1, hit Z remesh. Hold our breath. Are you kidding? You sound just like me. Oh, that's awesome. I like the guy on Saturday Night Live that does Jeopardy. I can't do the quotes. Ash, do you use Move Elastic much? As much as Snake Hook? Probably not, but I love to use the Move Elastic for hair. Because it does this business where it's a big fall off and it's kind of gushy. I don't know how else to explain it. Kind of gushy. Snake hook everything. Snake hook for the win. Too much of a spaz. It is a fast brush. It is fast. You have to be like super delicate with it. It can get out of control super fast. Oh man. I love the Z remesher though. Look at that. Look at the flow it put on that after it was broken. I thought it was going to not do a good job and it ended up doing a great job. Okay, let's do this last piece. Auto groups. So I want to duplicate this piece. I know this way is kind of slow. I apologize. How do you close or create holes in that piece? What are you talking about? In which you want, like, create holes in the head, or in, what are you talking about? Wow, Patricia, thank you very much. Holy cow, thank you so much. Man, I'm gonna snag that. I was gonna send out an email and ask you guys for testimonials, but I love when it's off the cuff and I don't ask for them, you just tell me. But thank you very much, I appreciate it. Patricia. Oh, I can't. It won't let me select your name, though. Gosh dang it. I'm gonna have to type it. Awesome. In earrings? Oh, yeah, it always depends on the piece. Like, I probably wouldn't put a hole in an earring. I would start with a ring, if that makes sense. But if you want to put holes in something, I would typically use the new thing called Live Boolean that works very, very well. I used it on a few streams ago. I made a gun. So I made a pistol and I made a rifle, and I used Live Boolean on the rifle to kind of what is it called? Delete some areas. Well, you can subtract, just like with Boolean operations in Maya or 3 Studio Max or something like that. You can use Booleans where you can actually take one object and remove it from another object. And I think, yeah, just Google ZBrushLIVE Boolean, and I believe there are some good tutorials by Joseph Drust out there that are on it. I can show you in a minute, but I can't stop what I'm doing right now to show you. But let's see. Tamazan says your works are great, but in you beginning level, how much time took to complete this kind of head sculpting? So, okay. Once again, I feel guilty about talking about my course too much, but I'm going to show you one thing. Okay. Come on. You guys are... So, one of the bonuses I have right here is I have this male bust mini course, and it's this 3-part course that takes you through the entire course in a very mini small way. And it basically is a very simplified, dumbed down walkthrough. Not dumbed down, but it's shorter. It's only a bust. It walks you through it, and that's what I suggest you start with if you're an absolute beginner with ZBrush. Is go through that little bonus course, and it's just very, very fast. It takes you all the way through to matte baking and retopology and UVs and everything. So a lot of the students really, really like that mini bust course, and that helps you get to this point, I guess. So, but it's just like anything. It's like learning how to play the guitar. It's going to take you as long as it takes for you to learn the chords and the scales and everything before you can start playing songs, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Hey Cube, throwing your tentacle out there. Let's see, what GPU you suggest for that setup right now? I'm looking at I think I have a 1700. It's I don't know. It is a thread. I think it's a What's the one that came before the Threadripper? That's the one I'm running right now, and it's doing just fine. I have two 1080s. I don't know if they're TIs. I can't remember. I had somebody build it for me, so but they're doing pretty good. Probably overkill for what I'm doing. Okay, gonna get back to doing this. Man, you guys, last week was a record for me. I think I capped at like 330 people. That was crazy. So thank you so much for joining me. I know you have a lot of other better things to be doing today, but I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi and asking questions and learning. The curve brush is you found is the best for organic holes? Oh, did he, Kevin? Oh, thank you. So you can watch past streams. Here, let me show you really fast. ZBrushLIVE. So you can do a search for ZBrushLIVE, and we'll see ourselves for a minute. It takes you to this page. Then if you go to presenters, it'll take you to this page. Here's me. Here's Ashley, A Cubed right here. And here's Michael Pavlovich, if you want to watch some of his. And there is Paul Gabry right here. And Kevin just said that Paul Gabry did a good demonstration on live Booleans. So you can click on past broadcast and you can watch this right here. So this is probably the one that he's talking about. And so, yep, Paul's great for technical stuff. So if you want to learn a bunch of technical stuff about ZBrush, this is the place to go. Well, thanks for reminding me, Kevin. And now I don't know how to move this. Okay. Whoa. Oh my goodness. My ZBrush just left. Hold on a second. Holy cow. Sometimes this happens. It's happened once before where it just goes poof, vanish. It doesn't give me any warning or anything. It just goes away. I'm loading it back up. Jeez Louise. Yep. So you get to see my Horizon Zero Dawn background. All right. Quick save. Well, 3, 7. Okay. Holy cow. Load it up. All right. Sweet. Didn't lose much. Wow. Thanks, Dark and Grim. I love that game. I love it. Okay. Now we're back in business. All right. Yeah, it just goes boom, gone. That happened before when I was doing a student feedback session, and all of a sudden it was just I finished and I didn't save it. I'm like, it just vanished. I'm like, oh man, I have to go through and do that whole thing again. And then I was so panicked that I hurried and opened ZBrush. I went to my quick saves and nothing was in there. Like, no, it didn't save it. It didn't do a quick save. So what happened was I accidentally opened 4R8, which is my old version of ZBrush, and it doesn't have any save files in there, and that's what happened. So I opened 2018. There it was, saved. I love quick save. You should have it. Yeah, you should have it. You should save often, but you should have quick save turned on. At least 3 files, because quick save saves projects, not ZTools, so they get large and they can fill your hard drive very, very quickly. So yeah, it didn't even tell me it was pre-saving before it vanished, but I think I was talking enough that it like did its quick save thing. So anyway, I gotta load that texture back up. Import reference Lord Gris. Here we go. Get back in business. Okay, Yeah, nothing happened. I didn't see nothing. Okay, let's start. I want to turn on the... I'm trying to decide if I want to use those funky bunny brushes or not. Or if I just keep going with these, if these stretched out cubes. Yeah, I can't believe how much the quick save has saved my life. It's awesome. Spotlight projection. Thanks, Moonmix. You guys, if you ever use Spotlight, you got to make sure you switch this off. It's like a bane in everybody's side. Spotlight projection. Okay. Let's continue on. I'm just going to imagine the hat is there and just continue with the stretched out spheres here. Oh, I have two in the same group. Just hit auto groups. Duplicate this one. Yeah, it's pretty making hair this way is kind of relaxing. I know it takes a long time, and I apologize if it's boring. It's kind of how I do it. Hey, Amin. How's it going? Thanks for dropping by. Okay, let's snake hook again. Ooh. Curl this down. Snake hook is fantastic for curls, but it can start to flatten stuff out and break stuff. So I mean, it's not an SSS. It's just hand painted. So no, none of that. So Phoenix, how you make the smooth stripes for hair? Are you talking about the poly loops, or how would I make smooth stripes? Like in the painting, or in the? Are you talking about these? Whoops. Oh yeah, those I was fortunate enough to hang out with those guys, those Horizon Zero Dawn guys. They're so cool. Okay, I'm going to apply this so I have a little bit more to work with. Okay, and see how this geometry got skewed? And no, I love snake hook. Snake hook's fantastic. So I don't know, Phoenix, if this is what you're asking, but to remesh this so it looks more like this one, all you do is use ZRemesher. So ZRemesher, I'm gonna crank up the count a little bit. I'm gonna try a 2. 2 stands for 2000. So then I'll hit 2. And I did apply my subdivision levels. So this is remeshing subdivision level 3. And you can see it it still broke anyway. So you just come in here and smooth this mess out. Smooth this out. Because I pushed it too far, and that's okay, because you can just do it again. It'll go much faster this time, and is that what you're asking? I just use ZRemesher to make it do that. Hey, Sandro. Okay, and this right now it's just set. It's just set to skin shade 4. I also like to use ZBrush Paint, and you can look that up on Google. It's just ZBrush Paint, and that's another alternative to skin shade 4. The lighting is just a little bit different. I can show you that really quick if you want to see it. So I can just switch this to ZBrush Paint. And there's not that big of a difference, but just the lighting is a little bit more shiny on the surface. But it shows the color very well. And there's skin shade 4. So Plum, am I using a high-end desktop? It's fairly high-end. It's not old by any means, but it's not like a business workstation or anything like that. It's like a gaming machine. So I use it to play games on, like Horizon Zero Dawn, for example. That's kind of what it's built for, and it also does ZBrush fairly well. So. Oops, I didn't mean to turn. Okay. Does Move Brush automatically activate topological? So no, it will if I've turned it on before. So I've mentioned this in my streams before, but I know a lot of you are new, so I'm going to go over it one more time. This is my custom user interface with my custom brushes across the bottom. And I also have a ruler that I use. Which is right here. Ruler. I haven't scaled her to that ruler yet. But I give all this stuff away on my website, which is 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can go there and sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get my user interface and all my brushes and everything for free. And the reason I have this topological button on my user interface is because it will make anything a topological brush. There is one called Move Topological that has topological built in, and you might be wondering what topological is. Well, what that does, it essentially says, whatever object I start to manipulate, don't touch anything else that is in its own island, its own mesh island. So, for example, these hair pieces, right? If I turn topological off and I get this big brush, and I move one of these hairs, it's going to move all of them together. See how it moves them all together? But if I turn on topological, it's only going to move the first one I touch. So it doesn't move the neighbors at all. It doesn't touch them. So that is what works very well for Move. Then what's cool about that is I can turn any brush into a topological brush. So like my inflate, I can turn on topological, and now it'll only inflate the one, like that, instead of all of them, if that makes sense. So that's why I have that topological button down there. And then this range is basically the range of fall off. So if you have something like her lips, and you are working on her lower lip, and you don't want to affect the upper lip, whoops, inflate. I had inflate turned on, Botox injection. So I have Move Topological. If I move this lip, it's going to affect the upper one. But if I turn the range down to like a 2, then when I move the lower lip, it's not going to affect the upper lip, if that makes sense. So that's what range is for. And then Mask by Polygroup is similar to Mask by Topological, but it works based on polygroups. So you can see that all of these hairs, let's see, all of these hairs, oh, come on. No, these hairs. Okay, these are all in different polygroups. So if I turn off topological on my Move and I crank Mask by Topological up, like this, and I don't have to take it to 100%. So I can take it to like 59%, and it'll mostly move this one, but it'll slightly move its neighbor. So that's what the polygroup masking is. And then backface mask is if you have something like a shirt or a cape or something like that that's very, very thin and you don't want to affect the back side, you can turn that on your brush and you'll only affect the one side that you're touching and you won't affect the back side. So that's what that's about. I use this thing called Noah board. It's Nohboard. And then I just use it with my OBS when I'm recording and streaming and stuff like that. And then I key it out. So I key out the background so it disappears. Okay. How can I get this brush? Which brush are you talking about? These are just stretched spheres. It's not a brush. But you can get my user interface and my brushes over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. So up top, you can see it way up there. Okay, so let's put some more in here. I'm trying to pay attention to where this hair is growing from. I want to start to turn it so it's coming out of the back of this hat. And I have this twisting too much up in here. So I need to start pulling these back. Yeah, B-Was, no worries. Thanks for the questions. I like it when people ask questions. Gives me stuff to talk about. So I'm going to try and run this right as if she had a part down the top of her head and then curl it down into her head so it's like it's growing out of there. And I wasn't thinking about it before. Crazy Clay, is this ZBrush? It is. And it is not ZBrush Core, it's the full version of ZBrush. Hey, what's up, Marion? How are you? Okay, now we have these crossing like crazy. And to kind of start to make them make sense. Okay. Close those gaps up. And then this next one, I want to bring down and start really adding some volume down in here. Yeah, thanks for catching me live. Thank you for stopping by. Did I go to school for this? Not this in particular. I learned ZBrush and sculpting on the job. When I used to work for Disney Interactive, and me and my co-workers, we all kind of learned it together when we were working on Disney Infinity. And we were kind of thrown into toy production. So we had to learn it fast. So that's kind of where I learned most of the digital sculpting. And these three are way too parallel, way too similar, so I need to adjust them so they're not. Okay. Did you say YBrush? But I did go to school at the Art Institute of Seattle for animation. So I went to, I was an animator for a while. And I don't know if Jason Newkirk's still here, but I went to school with Jason up in Seattle. Are we going to try and talk Glenn Southern into going to Pixelogic 2? You know, he tries to go every single year, and something always comes up, and he never makes it. Like, hey, what's up, Jace? So, yeah, he's never able to make it. And I really want him to show up one of these times. You listening? Are you sculpting? I hope so. Sculpting along. Okay. I want to stretch this next one out and make it kind of wide. Turn it. Side effects. Yeah, that's why I'm not animating anymore. I love sculpting too much. Yeah, you'll just try all the things and you'll figure out what you want to do. Which is I don't know if Pedro, if you're still listening, that's kind of what he's doing. He's trying everything out right now, trying to figure out what he wants to do, and it's really kind of fun to watch. Ash, did you start as an animator? I always modeled a lot of my own characters, but still doing all the things. Yep. I've done rigging, I've done motion capture. Yeah, I've gotten in one of those suits with all the shiny balls on it. But yes, I enjoy sculpting the most, especially ever since ZBrush came along. So I love sculpting in ZBrush because I don't have to care about the topology. Dan. Why isn't symmetry turned on my toothbrush? I have to brush both sides. Oh, that's hilarious. Thanks, Jace. Yeah, I think blocking out with primitives makes it much easier to get your head around, so you're not fighting with it as much. So you're thinking in shapes and shape language rather than sculpting and like what are the brushes doing, you know? And you get to think about volumes and where they're going. Just like this hair. I'm not really, if I had to model this in Maya, I'd have to be modeling with boxes and like moving it along, or like making the boxes follow some kind of path and then trying to make it taper as it goes along. Yeah, no thanks. Just give me a move brush and I'll just move it around till it looks good, or till it kind of looks good. Oh man. Yeah, Sam, I teach the whole pipe on my course, which if you hadn't heard, I opened it last week. So enrollment's open until August 15th. And you can't get there by going to my webpage homepage. You have to go there by going to 3dcharacterworkshop.com/p/enrollment. There's my plug. Okay. I need more volume in there. More volume, more volume. Okay, let's we're going big. Going big with the move elastic. And I'm going to have to put some more strands underneath. All the way to 11. Hey Rob, what's up? Yes, it is open right now. So I sent out an email to my list of subscribers to let them know it was open. But for those of you watching me live today, I'm telling you that it's open too. But if you're just a regular old Joe coming in off the street and going to my homepage, it doesn't look like it's open. Yeah, that's what I just got done saying, Paulo. So I should say it's only open for you guys and the people on my list. So, all right, here you go. There's a link for you. And over on Facebook, there's a link. I don't know if it goes over there. I guess it does. Ah. Neil and Johnny Zebras are already on it for me. Thank you, guys. Okay. I'm going to see if I can whip down one of these crazy ones down here. Okay. I'm kind of liking how that's looking a little bit better. I still need to adjust these. Okay, and then I'll keep working that in. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for watching me today. Again, I appreciate it so much, you guys. Hey, David. I don't know. If you select one of these brushes and you hit S, you can change your brush size. There's also, if your resolution on your screen is really, really big, like really high resolution, it's going to make all your buttons really small. I don't know about the cursor, but you can go to Preferences and I think Interface, UI, and then see this button size? You can change the button size. So the default's 48. That's what these are at right now. But you can change that button size to be smaller or larger depending on your screen resolution. And that will sometimes give you more button real estate on the sides. And but it will require a ZBrush restart if you change the button size, just so you know. But yeah, S will change your brush size. Hopefully that helps. Auto groups again. Let's see. When you're done with your sculpt, do you crank up the subdivision levels or leave it as is? I typically will crank up the subdivision levels, not crazy high, just high enough to make the surface smooth. Or if I need color or surface detail, like if I need a noise pattern in there, or if I need to cut in a crisp line or something like that, I'll crank up the detail. But typically I don't go past about, I try to aim for 1 million per subtool, depending on what it is. You don't have to take all of your subtools up to 1 million. You only take them up as high as you need to make the surface smooth. Otherwise, your file size is going to get really big. So just barely move it up a little bit until you have what you need. And don't go too crazy. Like, don't have your subtools get into like the 12, 15 million, 20 million. That's too much. If you're going to do that, it's best to start to break up your model and put different pieces into different subtools, and that will ease up your performance of ZBrush. So, okay. Yeah, Paulo, it explains, it explains a lot of it in that sales page that I just sent you to, the enrollment page. But yes, it's a lifetime access workshop, one-time cost, and it gets you in for lifetime. All updates are free. I modeled it around Pixelogic's business mantra, excuse me, and they're all pre-recorded videos. And I also have a community, and I do student feedback videos, and industry pro interviews, and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So just kind of go through that page and it explains the whole thing. Okay. Oh, thanks, Official Plug. Glad I could help. Okay, now I'm going to start pulling these in. No, Kickstand TV, I used to. Do I offer services like designing models for people? I used to. I don't that much anymore. The last freelance job I did was for Blizzard. I did a skin for Overwatch recently, and that's kind of the last thing I did. But I just do my course full-time, and I want to just focus on the students and their feedback and that kind of stuff. So I don't do too much freelance anymore. But, you know, Overwatch, it was kind of hard to pass up. I wanted to do that. Let's see. Yeah, it was super fun to do. I think it should be announced any day now. Let's see. Yep, Kevin, that's true. Group your subtools if you can. Let's see. So I ran into a problem last night with a sculpt. I have a dragon that I'm sculpting in a neutral pose with wings stretched out. Seems like when I started the body, the brushes stopped working. Seems like I had to fight them constantly and crank the size and intensity up. Yes. So Dan, that sounds like a scale problem. So, oh, hey, side effects, it looks like we're at 203. Pretty sweet. So if you get your model too small or too large in your scene, then it's going to cause some problems with your brushes. So, sorry, let me kind of show you. If you start with my ruler file, like this file right here, if you start with this ruler file and you see the floor, if you turn the floor on, this, I worked with Joseph Drust, he works for Pixelogic, to set this file up for me. And this is set to the premium working, the best thing that ZBrush, the best area of, I can't even talk today. Sorry. It's the best setup that ZBrush wants as far as brush size. It's not too small, it's not too big. It's just right, like Baby Bear, right? So if you go to, I think it's under geometry size, this XYZ size should be either 1 or close to 1. Like between 1 and 2, I think, something like that. Anyway, it's been changing since I've been messing with it, but if you open up my ruler file from scratch, it's whatever that's set to is kind of where you need to be. And if that number has changed, if that's really, really big or very small, you can do this thing called, let's see, it's called Unify under deformation. You can auto resize an object to try and fit it to the scene, but it doesn't always work. It's kind of hard to play with. But you want to try and scale that model down to fit within a nice scene, a nice bounding box. And there's ways around it. It's kind of in depth for me to go into on the stream right now, but there are ways to fix it, I guess. But I bet that's your problem. If you hit S and you crank up your brush size, if it doesn't go you know, that small or that large, that's kind of the what it should look like, then your scene is off, I guess. So I hope that helps. Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to hit unify. That's what happens when I hit unify. So it tried to put it in the scene in the bounding box. But anyway, the unify will help. Santiago, it is 3dcharacterworkshop.com/p/enrollment. YouTubers, you can't see it very well, but it's this right here. /p/enrollment. So that's open right now. You can see some of the student work right here. And then I just kind of go into telling you all about the course and everything you'll get and all that kind of stuff. So, yep, you're welcome to check it out. And again, this concept is done by Lord Gris. It's just draw this in your own style, but I'm sculpting it in my own style, so that's what I'm doing today. Thanks for dropping by. How do you determine the real-world scale of your models in ZBrush for lighting and rendering back in Maya? I know Maya, everything needs to be at scale for the best results. Yes, that is exactly why I made this ruler brush, or this ruler file, not brush, this ruler file. And sorry guys if you have heard this already before, but I built this ruler inside of Maya, and I made it 2 meters tall. So it is about the average size of a human. I think a human is 170 centimeters tall or something like that, average size human. Anyway, if you can compare it to 2 meters, if you export this ruler out of ZBrush as an OBJ, as an object file, which is right here, export up here, and you export that ruler out and you bring it into Maya and you change Maya's units to meters, it's going to be a 1-to-1 scale, 1-to-1 ratio exactly. So that's how you can go back and forth and keep your characters. So when you're making typical game characters, if you use this ruler as a 2-meter ruler, I know the tick marks read as centimeters, but meters are divisible by 10. So if you think about it like a meter ruler instead of a centimeter ruler, this is a 2-meter ruler, and then you can measure your character that way and go back and forth between Maya that way, just using OBJs. You can use GoZ. GoZ works. But it also adds a few different things that I don't care for, like it'll try and hook up materials and things like that, and it'll do some scaling things behind the scene. I rather just kind of do it manually, just because I've always done it that way, and that's kind of why I made this ruler file, so you can go back and forth between Maya and Marvelous and Marmoset, anything like that that starts with an M. No, it's anything that works in meters. You can go back and forth with this ruler. And then this ruler also works with 3D printing. So if you think about this ruler in millimeters, this could be a 200 millimeter ruler. And when you're printing out your characters at say 90 millimeters tall, you can look at this and look at the 9 on the ruler and picture it as 90 millimeters. So when you go to export this, if your character is within the ruler bounding box. So right now she wouldn't work because she's below the ruler. I'd have to move her up so she's within that ruler and scale down and get that figured out that way. Then it'll work if you go to the 3D print exporter, this 3D print hub right here, and you go down here and change this from inch to millimeters. So you're on millimeters. And change this. Sometimes you have to drag this little slider. Change this to 200. Hit enter. Now these are set to 200 millimeters, and it's going to export the proper size every single time because this ruler is exactly 200 millimeters tall. And now you have a bounding box. I know it's a lot of information that might be going over your head, but now you have a bounding box where you know everything in relation to that ruler is because it takes the largest space, which is the bounding box, and exports everything relative to that largest bounding box. And so typically when you export, you might be watching Eamon's stream before me, and typically he knows all about 3D printing. If you want to know more about 3D printing, I suggest watching him. But typically when you export a character, you want to say, oh, my character is going to be about 90 millimeters tall. So you type 90 in the millimeters over here. But that's just a guess. What if it's 90.2 point, whatever. So when you export, it's going to be variable and it's going to be different every single time. Well, if you give it an exact measurement of 200, everything inside that ruler bounding box is going to be perfect. So yeah, we tested this on Disney Infinity and it worked out great. So yeah, if you want a 3D print, I suggest using this ruler and go to town. Okay, anyway, that's the ruler file. Yay. Okay. I'm going to Z-remesh this hook right here at 3. And it's going to mess it up a little bit. We'll smooth it out. Smooth it out. And every time you Z-remesh, you have to be careful because it's going to remesh all of these other ones too, unless you put them in a separate subtool. So, hey Moonmix, not quite. I'm close. I'm close. But I don't know if I'm going to get it done by the ZBrush Summit. I don't think so. Let's see. I'm going to duplicate this off before I go to town with making it squiggle because I want to use this one again. So I'm going to duplicate it off. Okay, then let's grab the handy dandy snake hook. Just kind of work it around. Yep, Eamon, you can find him if you do a Google search for ZBrushLIVE, and then you go to presenters on that page. You can see everybody's presentation schedule. You can check out Eamon's stuff. Okay, I'm actually going to duplicate, or I'm going to split this off into its own subtool. So I just do that by hitting split hidden. Now it's in its own, because I just want to Z-remesh this one by itself. That's too high. Apply. Change this back to 1. Hit Z-remesher. There we go. Logaseth, what's the name of the 3D printer artist? Which one are you talking about? Oh, Eamon, is that who you're talking about? Yeah, he streams on Mondays right an hour before I do. So he just streamed a few hours ago. And he does great information on 3D printing. And he should also be at the ZBrush Summit. He's usually there. It's always nice to see Eamon. Sometimes see how these are what I call elbows. See when it's making a pull right here, and it's making a pull right here like an elbow? Sometimes it does that, and I'll use the Z-remesher guides. This is the only time I use the guides. You kind of run a curve down the surface like that. And sometimes it works and sometimes not. Hit Z-remesher. Yeah, didn't really change much. I don't know if I don't know if the Z-remesher guys are just there to make you feel better, because I can never get them to work like I want them to work. I don't know what it is. Am I competing? No, I'm not. I will be there, but I won't be competing. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap this up for today. Looks like this was an all hair stream where we just worked on the hair. And that's kind of how far we got just by working this hair by hand. Yeah, how you stream on here? You can ask Pixelogic and show them your work, stuff like that. But it's typically they invite people that are in the industry and like to do it. They like to get a variety of people from different countries. So if you speak different languages and things like that, they're interested in having more people. Variety. They're looking for variety. Oh, crank it up to 100? Okay. I'll have to try that next time. Thanks for the tip. I'll have to try that. I swear I mess with Z-Remesher guides all the time, and I mess with all the slides and I still can't get them to work. Oh man. Yep, if you follow Pixelogic here on Twitch, or if you follow them over on Facebook, you'll get notified when they go live. There's tons of streamers. Go to ZBrushLIVE, like my shirt, ZBrushLIVE.com, not ZBrushLIVE.com. Here, let me get you a link. It's pixelogic.com/ZBrushLIVE. And I'm going to go to presenters. There's presenters across the top. And you'll find this page. You'll see me. You'll see Ashley, Michael Pavlovich. If you scroll down here, there's Paul Gabriel right there. And where is Eamon? Brett just barely started. He's fantastic if you're into realistic monsters. Not that monsters are realistic, but he does very realistic stuff. He just barely started. Madeline's awesome. And oh, there's Eamon right here. I'm not sure if he pronounces his name. I got to ask him how he pronounces his name. But you can always click on past broadcast schedules and click here, and it will show you all of his past streams. So he actually made this suit. He 3D printed this suit out. It's like a cosplay scales suit thing. But yeah, he talks about 3D printing all the time. So I would suggest checking him out. And if you're interested in learning some more technical stuff, technical side of ZBrush, you can always check out Paul Gabriel's streams. If you want to know about jewelry, you can check out Thomas Whittleback's, and Joseph Drust. If he doesn't stream too often, but when he does, it's fantastic. Yeah, all these guys, fantastic. So if you're interested, give ZBrush a follow, Pixelogic on Twitch and on Facebook. You can give me a follow as well, Shane Olson Art on Twitch, and I think it's Shane Olson Art on Facebook. Can't remember. And then you can, if you want my brushes, my user interface, my ruler file that I just explained how it worked, you can go over to 3dcharacterworkshop.com and grab all that stuff for free for signing up for my newsletter. The only things I send you in my newsletter, I just let you know when my enrollment is coming up, and I send you some tips and tricks once in a while. I need to increase that. I haven't done it very much, but there's Mr. Micro Machines. Oh, you're talking about Michael Pavlovich. Anyway, yeah, if you want these brushes, this user interface, and right now my course is open for summer enrollment. Don't go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com to try and get there, because it still says it's closed. It's only open for people here watching the stream, and it's only open for people that are on my newsletter. So if you are on either of those, if you're streaming today, the enrollment page is 3dcharacterworkshop.com/p/enrollment. And Moon Mix has been putting these links in the chat. Links don't work over on YouTube, so you'll have to type them in by hand. So anyway, that is the stream for the day. Hold on, let me see. Enrollment. So 3dcharacterworkshop.com/p/enrollment. /enrollment. That's it. If you want to get in, I'm closing enrollment on August 17th is the day that I've planned. So if you're interested, just come to this page and it tells you all about the course. You can see some student work and I tell you all about it. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining me on your Monday. I know you have a lot of places to be and you've chosen to watch me today, so I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Thanks you guys for asking all of the questions. I appreciate it. Hey Felipe, you arrived just in time. I'm wrapping it up, man. So I'm doing well. Thanks guys. Sorry I only got to the hair today. Sometimes it just takes some noodling. Hair takes a long time. And you know what else takes a long time? Posing hands. Posing hands takes a long time if you do it right. So it's crazy stuff. Anyway, enjoy your week. And I'll see you guys next Monday, same time. And you guys should look into going to the ZBrush Summit. I'd love to see you guys there. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a great week. Cheers.